back together with your ex. Don't. You broke up for a reason, especially right now. You broke up right now for a reason. If you were gonna get back together, it wouldn't happen right now anyways. You need to give yourself time to heal. They need time to go change things or heal or do whatever they need to do. You guys need to grow separately, and then maybe one day you can think about getting back together, but right now you broke up for a reason. Don't go back there. It's gonna be okay.
You know, the mind of the modern woman is nothing short of fascinating. Here we have a modern woman whose head is as empty as the vacuum of the cosmos, and yet here she is, and honestly thinking that she has sage-like wisdom to give the entire internet thanks to her breakup. I honestly used to think that this was a thinly veiled attempt to try and mask her cope as she gives herself a pep talk to not descend into misery thanks to yet another failed situationship, but the more I watch these videos, the more I start to think that she thinks that she's actually able to give out advice to other women, as if Chad having enough of her crappy attitude somehow makes her qualified to dole out advice. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a ton of cope right there, but she's straight up wanting to get back with the guy who broke up with her, but she can't outright say that because if she did, that would mean that he would won, or that she lost, or the idea that if she were to face the truth, the entire universe would collapse in on itself. Hell, I don't know. Whatever she has to do to not accept any accountability for the failed situationship, because that's the most important thing a modern woman can do for herself.
I know it's so hard, but like literally day by day, it does get better. I'm day 6 on my breakup journey and I'm already feeling a lot better. It just takes time. You gotta process how you feel and just like trust the waves and don't reach out. Do not reach out. Keep no contact. It's making it better for you. Don't look at photos. Don't reach out. Let it go. Let them go. Let them be. If they wanted to, they would. It was the right relationship. You would still be in it.
Place your bets, gentlemen and gents. How long before she cracks and reaches out to her ex? Now, she's on day 6 of the breakup, and she's coping pretty hard from the looks of it. Now, we also have to take into account that she's telling herself not to reach out to the guy, which means that she's looking for an excuse to reach out. Odds are, if we look at her phone, we'll see an unsent paragraph and a half where she's either apologizing, begging, or straight up insulting the poor guy. Hell, after this video, I'm fairly certain she's gonna go back to that paragraph for revision. And all it'll take is for her to see a happy family at the park to send her over the edge as she deletes the entire paragraph and sends out 8 words that lack any proper form of sentence or grammatical structure. So when we take that into account, my guess is that she's got herself 36 hours tops before she reaches out to the guy, with follow-up text to be sent every 2.5 hours until she gets blocked. So in other words, I'm playing the long odds because she probably doesn't have that much restraint, but I'm willing to put down an intergalactic space penny. Trust me, I'm good for it this time. What do you think, gentlemen and gents? How long does she have? Place your bets in the comment section down below.
All right. Easy money. Come on.
He's telling me that he loves me, but my mom taught me to never get tricked by a man. So I'm gonna tell you guys how not to. Do not believe anything he's saying. If he's telling you he's gonna take you out, do not believe anything until you see it on pen and paper, until that car is at your doorstep. So a lot of girls act like they're like exclusive with a guy, even if they're just like talking. That's not your man. That's a member of the roster. You wanna be booed up with someone who, you're not even number 1 on theirs? Not me. I don't compete.
Really?
Oh wow, that's interesting, because my mama taught me never to egg another dude's house unless you really mean it. Well, that and if you can get away with it. And she also taught me that the secret ingredient into making the universe's best French toast, and contrary to popular belief, the secret ingredient is in fact not love. But that's a different story. The point is that my mother didn't go out of her way to get herself damaged only for her to turn around and damage me. I did that all on my own, but that's just because I have independence. Now, woman, regardless of your worthless opinion, you do compete, and that's all thanks to your roster. The types of men in your roster consist of 2 categories: the friend zone, which are simps that you don't respect, so they aren't exactly competitors, and the men that you want to pork. But those men aren't in your roster. You are in theirs, and you have to compete to get their attention so you can convince them to allow you to ride their proverbial hobby horse. You may control access to the bedroom, but it's up to them if they want to put in the effort to take off their pants. And trust me, sister, you don't have nearly as much control in that department as you think.
And then they're all like, But I want you. Okay, micro penis 65. Should be your new gamer tag, that's for sure. Siege it up. I don't even feel bad doing so because I just know that they've at least done it to one girl in their lifetime. Plus, I'll never feel bad for rejecting something I don't even want in the first place. You are not like texting me on every single platform, like trying to have a conversation with me. I promise you've been voted off the island. The truth is, you might be good enough for someone, but you're not good enough for me.
You go, girl! You get it, girl! You hear that? You got it, girl!
Okay, woman, be serious for a second. Even if you did have a man who checked all of your boxes and was showering you with attention and constantly texting you on multiple platforms, you'd be drier than old beef jerky in the Gobi Desert. You wouldn't be able to bring yourself to respect a man who has nothing better to do at this time than relentlessly text you. You've grown addicted to your false sense of superiority while also nursing your addiction for self-sabotage. I mean, you said it yourself. You don't even want the men who do reach out to you, yet you want those very same men to be hitting you up on all of the platforms, which stands to reason that you just want to be alone for the rest of your life until you have something that's more perfect than perfect. But here is the best part. Your quote-unquote youth has afforded you this toxic attitude. But just wait a few more years, sister, because once the attention dries up and your roster ends up looking like last place in the Tri-County Beer League hockey team, you're going to be begging for Micropenis 65 to reach out to you, and he most certainly won't. He's too busy respecting himself to care what a washed-up broad who relied on her mother to completely render her worthless to society.
Good, but I would say it's horrible yet terrible. Ugly yet disgusting. You suck.
You think you trust the universe? Prove it. Prove it. Prove that you trust the universe by surrendering control completely. Because the truth is no matter how much you think you have control, no matter how much you think about this thing, no matter how many times you think of all the scenarios, you actually have no control over it. Like, literally none. It's going to play out. Life is just going to life, and the truth is the only thing you can control is yourself, and know that no matter what happens, stay rooted in the fact that you got you. You've always been okay. You'll always be okay.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but there is no big lie. There is no system. The universe is indifferent.
I hate to break it to you, sister, but under your own logic, if you want things to happen to you, you actually have to, technically do stuff. You're trying to argue that this concept from both ways at the same time. You're saying that you're in complete control of your own life, but at the same time, you must let go of that control in order for the universe to control you, which really makes no sense. That's like driving down a road with your foot on the gas while sitting on your hands. Now, the universe may provide, but it sure as hell isn't going to spoon feed. You'll definitely have opportunities in life. Some you'll take, others you won't. But what you don't do is sit around and do nothing and expect God, the universe, or whatever ethereal plane those tarot cards exist to do the work for you. It doesn't work that way, sweetheart. You think that this whole universe taking control of the life you have complete control over is somehow the key to your happiness. But all you're going to do is take your life, which is already becoming a train wreck, and somehow turn it into an even bigger train wreck, and I gotta tell you, lady, that's almost impressive. Almost.
You really will be, babe. You're gonna be okay. Haven't you made it this far? You're watching a TikTok right now. So I know you want to overthink, you want to control, you think you know, but remember that when you go one step higher in consciousness, Source God can see all the timelines playing out, how you're going to be the happiest, how this is going to work out the best, how you're going to have the most soul growth. And so even though your ego thinks it knows, your soul is playing the bigger game of growth, of happiness, of expansion. So let go.
Great plan.
Thank you.
He likes your plan, Chief.
You know what, woman? I got nothing. I seriously don't. I have no idea what in the hell you just said. I don't know what a source god is. I don't know what soul growth means. And to be honest, I really don't think you know either. It just sounds like you're trying to use spiritual gibberish to justify your laziness in hopes that by doing so, you're going to get the cash and prizes. But life ain't a game show, sweetheart. You don't just get to show up and expect a participation trophy. Hell, even the most intellectually devoid game show, you still have to do something and make decisions in order to have a chance to get the prizes, but you're not even willing to go that far. You're just going to do nothing and expect something to happen. And darling, if you want to do that, then good on you, but just so you know, that disqualifies you from even getting a crappy copy of the Game of Life board game as a consolation prize. Now, I know you want to think that you're special and that the universe has all of these amazing things in store for you, but you've yet to answer the key question. What makes you so special? Why should the universe Amazon Prime you every single thing that you desire in life? Well, I'll tell you, sister, you're not. When it comes to existence, unless you're willing to put in the time and the work, there's only one thing and one thing alone that you deserve.
Nothing! Absolutely nothing! Stupid! You're so stupid!
Hi, we have to take a moment for some shameless self-promotion.
I just want to take a few moments to say thank you to the fine members of the Bounty Board over on Patreon for their generosity in supporting my work. Gentlemen and gents, I wouldn't be able to get content out to you guys every single day without your support, and it means the world to me that you're making this intergalactic bounty hunter's dream a reality. So thank you once again. All hail! And if you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the Bounty Board over on Patreon, where $5 a month gets you access to exclusive content you're not going to find on YouTube. And of course, you can always support the channel by liking this video, sharing, leaving comments, and if you're enjoying my particular brand of comedy, then I hope I've earned your subscription today.
Here's how to test a man to see if he would cheat on you. Is this a little toxic and manipulative? Yes, because you're testing him, but you have a right to know, okay? So here's how to do it. I know this sounds bold, but you gotta find a way to work the question into the conversation. Find a way to ask him, would you ever cheat on me? Now his answer is gonna be telling. Like, of course he's gonna say no, but his reasoning is what's relevant. If he says, no, I would never cheat on you, why would I do that? You're perfect, you're beautiful, you're sexy. That's what you don't want. Because cheating is never about the other person. It is always about the person that cheats.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Woman, if you feel the need to test your man as to whether or not he'd cheat on you, that actually says way more about you than it does about him. Now let's just go ahead and think about this for a second. If you feel compelled to test this man, that means you don't trust him, which means A, you're with a man who would cheat on you, or B, you've been with so many men who have cheated on you that you don't trust the men who wouldn't. Either way, that's a you problem. Now, I don't condone cheating, and I'll even be so bold to say that there are plenty of bastard men out there who do cheat and do so for nefarious reasons. But I would be willing to bet that those men are quite rare, or at least more rare than you give them credit for, because you keep choosing them while ignoring the men who wouldn't. So this test is just another way of you punishing the good men for your terrible choices in life. And the fact that you openly admit that this is toxic and yet you don't care just proves that even more. It's kind of insane how you justify your insecurities all because you kept choosing the wrong man over and over again, and yet somehow we're the bad guys if we don't answer the question in a manner that you feel is satisfactory.
It doesn't matter how gorgeous you are, how perfect you are. There will always be women out there that are as gorgeous, as beautiful, as perfect, you know? If he says, no, I would never cheat on you, we've been together for this and that long. We have, I don't know, a dog together, kids together, the house. Obviously, depending on the situation you are in. That answer, you also don't want. Because that just means he's too scared of cheating on you. It would be too messy because he's in too deep. And he's scared to lose all the things he built with you.
I'll just move North Korea. I'll just move North Korea. Okay? Okay. I'll just move North Korea.
Okay, so if I'm understanding you correctly, if he compliments you, that means he wants to cheat on you. If he respects the foundation of trust and stability he built with you, then he wants to cheat on you. So this test of yours is looking more and more like a spousal Kobayashi Maru. You're setting this guy up so that no matter how he answers, no matter how hard he tries to reassure you that he's not interested in hurting you or betraying the sanctity of their relationship, he's going to fail in every attempt because there's no correct answer. It's a no-win scenario that's designed to give you reasons to produce drama and complain on TikTok. That's why men are walking away from dating in its entirety. Self-respecting men do not appreciate this kind of treatment. You're telling women everywhere that it's totally fine to not trust a man who's ever wronged you because all men are lying cheaters unless they prove otherwise in absurdly specific ways that you can change whenever you see fit. And that's where you're going to be constantly failing, woman. In order for a relationship to work, there has to be trust going both ways. And if you're not going to trust him, then why in the hell should he respect you?
The answer you want is the following. One sec.
Wait for it.
You want him to reference back to himself. You want his reason for him to never want to cheat on you ever to be about him not being a cheater. You want it to be about his personal beliefs. Like, no, I would never cheat on you. I would never cheat on anyone because that's not who I am. I hope that helped. Let me know if you have any questions and follow me for more content like this.
Nope. That would be a waste of time.
Yeah, that's not gonna work either, woman. If you've come to the point where you need to ask that kind of a question, then you've pretty much already given up on the relationship. It doesn't matter what answer this guy gives. You'll never be satisfied with the answer because you've already have it in your mind that this man would cheat on you, which is why you asked the dumbass question in the first place. You've already told this man, in not so many words, that you don't trust him, and the onus is on him to provide you with constant reassurance while you give yourself a hall pass to constantly disrespect him and his integrity by bringing both into question. And not only that, he has to sympathize with you while getting virtually nothing in return save for your rampant trust issues. But here is the best part. If this man did the exact same thing to you and asked if you would ever cheat on him, you would be so enraged at the insinuation that not only would you break up with him on the spot, you would also drag his good name through the mud for even having the nerve for asking such a toxic question.
Shut up! This is totally different!
You want to tell if this guy really likes you? Instinctively, there's two things a guy will want to do if he truthfully does like you. I'm not just creating this. This is something that is like known. So naturally, they'll want to provide for you and protect you. But I think protecting is a key one because it comes before providing. Before that man puts his credit card on that bill, you will be able to tell if he's protective over you before a first date. Don't get toxic on me now, ladies. I'm talking like non-toxic things. I can give you unlimited amount of examples, but I'm going to give you 3 based on a guy that I'm talking to currently. Let's just call him John, okay?
That's why I praise the Lord for prostitutes.
You know, I am trying really hard not to make a John joke because regardless of whatever drivel you have, woman, it doesn't freaking matter. First off, modern dating culture has been predicated on the idea that the man must provide first. We hear it all the time. If the man doesn't buy you flowers, then he doesn't love you. If he doesn't take you out to lavish dinners, then he's not taking you seriously. And if he's not offering to pay your credit card bill within 32.6 seconds of the initial introduction text, then he's not your Prince Charming who's going to whisk you away to a life of ease and riches. We hear it day in and day out. You only feel safe with a man when he has the bankroll to back it up. It's not like it matters. You don't want a protector anyways. Protectors are boring. You want the bad boys who drive irresponsibly and sell either counterfeit money or deal in illegal substances, i.e. exciting jobs that endanger lives instead of protecting them. That's what you really want because you never shut up about it. Protectors are boring and are only a viable option for you the second you realize that you need to settle for less because your eggs are frickin' expiring.
John, bless his heart, he's so sweet. Yesterday, I was at this bar, and usually John comes with me, but I was with John's friends, and this random old crusty, dusty, musty man took a picture of me with my skirt, with flash by the way, and I freaked out, and I obviously told him to delete the picture. And the questions he was asking me were just like so validating. Like he was making sure that I was safe. He was making sure I got to my car safe. He was literally making sure I was driving safe and everything and beyond. And he said that would have never happened if I was there, etc. And he told me, because we were at the same place last week, that he noticed the same guy keeps staring at me. See how observant? I didn't even know this guy was looking at me.
A smelly fish.
And it's not a card.
Alright, let me see if I can get this straight here. This John fellow wasn't even there. You're hanging out with John's friends, which just goes to show how little you respect John. And all it took for you to make you feel safe was a slew of text messages asking you if you got home safe? Alright, let's go ahead and pretend that this situation actually happened. You mean to tell me that there's a trendy bar that allows old men to take creepy upskirt camera pictures of average-looking broads without any form of punishment? And you mean to tell me that all it took for you to feel safe with the man was to have you send him a text message? And you mean to tell me that this man totally felt okay with you hanging out with his buddies without you being there? Yeah, you failed the smell test, woman. There is no way this happened the way you claimed. But at the same time, you need to convince yourself and the planet that your situationship is somehow going to blossom into something real, even though all it takes for this guy to keep you moist is 3 text messages after you get your picture taken without your freaking consent.
he knew this guy was looking at me. Maybe 2 weeks in, and we took a little road trip for an event one weekend. And again, I was with one of John's friends sitting at the bar, and I heard John whisper to his friend and say, "Watch my lady, I'm going to the bathroom."
Liar! Liar! Liar!
And the more and more you have somebody like that who is protective over you, the more and more you observe girls who are not being protected. Love you.
What's that, shit? It's a shit smell. Is that you?
Smells like pop-pop.
All right, woman, let's just get the obvious out of the way. You said that you were going to give us 3 examples of how men have made you feel safe, and you only gave us 2, which I'm willing to accept because you knowing how to count ain't exactly in your wheelhouse. But what I find interesting is how both of your examples do not involve John directly. Both scenarios involve his friends, and both of them involve other people protecting you and not him directly, which means that John must be insanely good looking and loaded with money, and you're just going to justify his lack of effort to make you feel like there's something more there. Now, I know that there isn't an independent thought in your head, so I'll spell it out for you. This guy has done literally nothing to make you feel protected, and yet you're sitting there still thinking that he's willing to take a bullet for you, even though we all clearly know that he's not even willing to take a light tap on his chiseled forearm to protect you or your honor, and that's because neither one are worth protecting in any sense of the word. And that's gonna do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button, ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, and make sure to share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you once again for checking out the new video, gentlemen and gents, and until next time, peace out, homies.